Good morning and welcome to Enlightened Fitness. First, we'll spend about 10 minutes getting the body of a Tantric Sex God. Then we're going to spend about 6 minutes getting the heart and mind of a Buddha through the cunning use of guided meditation. Well, what we're going to do is today we're going to, as always, we're going to use body weight exercises, which are safe and can be profoundly efficient. If you look at some of the ancient Greek statues, they got moderately muscular just from using body weight exercises. And even though one of the arguably most muscular of Greek statues, the Hercules statue, once again, just body weight exercise. We're going to organize it in a Tabata interval training protocol. That's a very fancy way of saying 10 seconds of rest followed by 20 seconds of maximum intensity exercise. With the quick caveat that we never want to sacrifice form for safety. We want to do the exercises as intensely yet sanely as possible. We're going to go back and forth, 10 seconds rest, 20 seconds exercise for a total of 10 minutes. That doesn't sound like much, but I assure you it's highly efficient. The first round of 4 exercises we're going to do just with the intention of warming up. We're not even going to use the timer. By the way, today we're going to use the free online timer that you can access to the website using the links below this video. Which brings us to an important point. All the questions that will surface during this video can be answered directly or indirectly with the links below this video. So if you don't see links, that's because you're not watching this video on its YouTube dedicated page. Luckily, there's an easy solution for that. In the bottom right hand corner, you should find a little teeny YouTube icon. Give that a click or two. It'll take you right there. About an inch or so below the video, there'll be a button that says Show More. When you click that, it'll reveal a whole bunch of links and 1 or 2 line descriptions. There you go. So use all those links lead to free stuff, free videos, free web pages full of information that will help you get the healthy, lean, strong, beautiful body that will help you to be a Tantric Sex God and live for a very long time. So let's get started. If this is your first time tuning in, I'll warn you, I've got some disabilities, but if I can drag my tushy through these exercises, so can you. Each exercise I'll give you will have 2 to 3 variations, one for beginning, one for intermediate, one for advanced. And of course, I'm not sure if you can tell, today we have Coach Basement Cat helping us and guiding us through the process. Also known as Coach Whiny Pants. As you can behold. Okay. The first exercise is going to be lunges. As a beginner, you just do reverse lunges, thusly, with the weight over the balls of your feet, not your heels. Intermediate is you go from a standing position, and you jump into a lunge, then you jump back into a standing position, thusly. And don't feel shy. If you need to catch yourself to keep from falling over, that's okay. The third version is just jumping from a lunge, then jumping to the next lunge. Of course, when I land like this, it makes me think about The pre-title sequence of the first Matrix movie when Trinity is jumping across the street. But that's just me. Exercise 2 are going to be presses. Today we're going to do what I like to call the twisted press. The beginning way to do this is to start off in a plank posture, drop down to your knees, touch your chest to the blanket, roll into your left hip, press up, oh boy! Touch your chest to the blanket, roll into your right hip, press up, and wrap. And I assure you, that'll do wonder both for your core as well as your pressing muscles in your heart. For the more advanced, we maintain the locked leg plank pose throughout the exercise. Chest to blanket, roll to left hip, press, down, roll to right hip, press, down. Okay, for the pulls, we're going to use the door straps, which I've introduced to you in a prior video. Try not to get seasick. Those are the door straps. You can order them from Amazon.com using the links available on the website. Or you can use a piece of furniture like a desk or a dining room table. There are 3 ways to do pulls. The easiest is with your feet under your tush. The intermediate is with your feet under your knees. The advanced is with your legs locked. Let's warm up with the pulls right now. And of course I skipped one. Whoops. That was the core workout. Today we're going to do leg lifts. We can't do leg lifts today, just do seated leg extension on the in-breath. Extend your legs on the out-breath, pull them in. If this is not challenging enough, do V pulls. Kitty. The kitty cat pet, I assure you, is non-aerobic. So now that we're started, let's start the workout. Let's perform the workout proper.
Starting session.
First round, lunges.
Work. Rest.
Woof. Twisted press.
Work. Rest.
Core. Second circuit. Lunge.
Work. Rest.
Twisted press.
Work. Rest.
Core.
Work. Rest.
Second pull.
Work. Rest.
Third lunge.
Work. Rest.
Third twisted press.
Work. Rest.
Third V pull. Third core.
Work. Rest.
Third pull.
Work. Rest.
Fourth lunge.
Work. Rest.
Fourth twisted press.
Work. Rest.
Fourth core. set of lunges, make them count.
Work. Rest.
Fifth set of presses, make them count.
Work.
Okay,
Rest.
core.
Work. Rest.
Pull, final set, make them count.
Work. Rest.
That's it.
Session complete.
Coach Kitty wants out. Okay, face my cat. Have fun. Make friends. Now it's time for guided meditation so you can cultivate the heart and mind of a Buddha. Today, we're going to do a simple pose. Let's start by putting our right heel, take it back, our left heel underneath our right thigh. Now, your right heel underneath your left thigh. Now, avoid the temptation. Let me mop up my face. Woo! Such a workout. Woo! Okay, now avoid the temptation of allowing your legs to bear the weight. Allow your tushy to bear the weight. Head over shoulders, shoulders over tush. That means you'll be able to go last longer without your legs falling apart, falling asleep. Because if your legs are falling apart, you need to go to the doctor. Water, the beverage of choice. I recommend making a game of it and keeping tally in your day timer of how many cups or pints of water you consume a day. It's fun. But then I'm the grandson of an accountant. I just like numbers. Okay. And maybe it is because I am a German Jew and we like precision. Anyway, so today we're going to do a 6-minute guided meditation. What's really exciting is today we're going to do the first exercise, arguably the first exercise of the Lam Rim. Some people said 2 days ago we did the first exercise of Lam Rim, we played with gratitude. Now we're wading into the Lam Rim with renunciation, but in a fun, empowering way. Remember, Lam Rim means gradual path, or what I like to call the intellectual path, the essence of all that Buddha taught when it comes to his intellectual techniques and contemplations. Okay, remember that even though each breath is 4 parts, an in-breath, a hold breath, an out-breath, and a pause breath, we do not make this into a breath-holding competition. We do not choose how long or how deep to make each portion of the breath. We simply let the body choose for us. All we do is watch and practice awareness. Remember, on every in-breath we tend to tighten up a little, and that corresponds with concentration or noticing. And every out-breath we tend to relax a little, and that corresponds to letting go, which is the essence of all the wisdom trainings. So I recommend you place your left hand palm up in your lap, place your right hand palm up upon your left. Let your tushy support the majority of your body weight. Tushy is just another way of saying tachas, which is another way of saying butt, which is another way of saying fanny, which is another way of saying rear, which is another way of saying ass. So we're going to begin with the first preparatory exercise, concise alternate nostril breathing. You've already received instructions on this in a prior video. In through left, out through right. In through right, out through left. In through both, out through both. Now we come to the 2 gratitude training exercises that there is an in-depth explanation on a prior video. Thanks for what? Chain Ray Zig. Remember, even though this exercise is fun, it's no substitute for a sound diet. 70% of weight loss is based on decisions concerning the kitchen. So make sure to use those links below the video. Chenrei Zig, thanks teacher. The next 2 exercises have to do with centering the energy and preparing for auspicious rebirth and training the mind in love. Wear a crown wheel, letting go. Through crown wheel, give great birth. And this extensive explanation of this is found in a prior video. Now we make our way to the 4 exercises that increase physical bliss, that we're were explained in greater detail in a previous video. Why pull ahead? Chain Ray Zieg. Proper pronunciation drills to pronounce Chain Ray Zieg and all the other good stuff are found in the 52 Dharma lessons, whose link is found below this video. Chain Ray Zieg, jaw relax. Where tongue tip, Chain Ray Zieg. Why grin now? Chain Ray Zieg. The teacher of the first Dalai Lama of Tibet explained that the entirety of the long rim could be explained in their three headings: renunciation, compassion, and love. Today we're going to explore renunciation, but from a distinctly liberal point of view. Yay! We use these questions because they're much more powerful than affirmations. Questions really get the subconscious thinking, really create change. The first question is, why this not, out breath, satisfy? Now notice, we're not saying why does this suck or why is life a bitch and then you die. We're just saying why does this not satisfy? Let's bear some exploration. Let's pretend there's three types of stuff in the world. Let's pretend there's two stuff. Let's pretend there's pain. Let's pretend there's pleasure. Well, obviously, pain does not satisfy. It sucks. What about pleasure? Pleasure doesn't satisfy. Think of your favorite dessert. Last time you had it, you go, wow, that's delicious. I'm totally fulfilled. I never need to eat this ever again. No, you probably said, wow, I can't wait to eat this again. So even good stuff fails to satisfy. And you might say, hey, not everything's pleasure. Not everything's pain. What about the stuff in the middle? What about the boring shit? Well, guess what? If it's boring, it's not fun. Consequently, it's suffering. Well, what's suffering? Suffering does not have to be this grandiose, over-the-top thing, you know, like like a Michael Bay movie. No, no, no. Suffering can be as subtle as simply not getting what you want when you want, not keeping what you like for as long as you like to, or simply enduring what you don't like. So it can be very, 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 very subtle. So once again, we're not saying life sucks. We're not saying life's a bitch and then you die. We're simply saying, we're asking, how this not satisfy? These are rhetorical questions. Don't answer them. Let the subconscious do that for you. Why this not satisfy? And you notice we use the pronoun this. This is the ultimate generic pronoun. It applies to whatever's going on in your environment, your circumstance, your physical body, your emotional body, your energy body, your mind, your memory, your imagination, your intellect. And so basically it just is a wide open door to just basically noticing whatever you're experiencing in the moment and then asking the question. For instance, if J. Edgar Hoover in a dress starts step kicking across your mind, then that's what you're noticing. And so it's simply, why could J. Edgar Hoover in a dress not satisfy? But that's too many syllables. So it's simply, why this not satisfy? Okay. Second exercise, why turn from suffering's cause? Now, yes, Lama Jimmy did butcher the word suffering and reduced a syllable. We like to call that poetic license, or making it fit within the 3-syllable meter. But the more important thing to consider is this. We're not turning from pleasure. We're turning from two things. Turning away from suffering and suffering's causes. And that's huge. Now, I'm not a fundamentalist. I'm not going to tell you to believe in karma. But I will invite you to look around and notice that things seem to affect other things, and things seem to be affected by other things. That observation is found in every school of spirituality. It's found in every school of science. It's found in every school of physics, from astrophysics to particle physics. It's found in biology. It's found as a universally observed, consistently observed phenomena. That things affect other things, and things are affected by other things. Sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly. Sometimes actually, sometimes just potentially. Lao Tzu noticed that. Buddha noticed that. Jesus noticed that. Muhammad noticed that this same truth is taught all over the world. So we're not accepting it blindly as a truth, but simply as an idea to explore. Why turn from suffering's cause? Now, there's a myth that if we practice perfect renunciation, we'll never suffer. The answer is no. If Lao Tzu suffered, if Buddha suffered, if Jesus suffered, if Muhammad suffered, guess what, Sparky? You're going to suffer too. I know I do. Everyone does. Everyone does. So the secret of life is not learning how to avoid all sufferings all the time. You avoid the sufferings you can, and the rest you learn how to serve. That's one of the reasons we play with these questions. They help us to really deal with the crap in our life. Third exercise. Why karma be quite just? Now, it's really easy to think of ourselves as victims who are just perfect. That somehow the universe conspires to kick our ass. Or we can think of ourselves as horrible villains who deserve everything that we think is bad. But wouldn't it be neat if not only the universe was just, but not everything that seemed bad or felt bad was bad? Wouldn't it be cool? Come, explore the possibility. Wouldn't it be neat if some of the things we, in the short term, interpret as being bad or inconvenient were actually beneficial? So we're just exploring that very empowering possibility. My legs are beginning to fall asleep, so I'm going to switch them out. I'm now going to place my right heel under my left thigh, and my left heel under my right thigh. So why karma? Be quite just. Once again, these are just possibilities to consider. I don't teach blind faith. I don't teach dogma. It's been my experience that such things are a trap that actually impede our progress. Flexibility is much more important than certitude. Fourth and final exercise of this set. Why this chance? Be precious. And that's a hint of the techniques we'll explore in the next 5 days, actually, or 5 lessons. The idea is this. Yes, we could think of ourselves as feckless victims, stumbling from one pile of dog poop to the next. Or we could think of ourselves as it's the spiritual version of Indiana Jones. Wouldn't it be neat? Wouldn't it be cool if there was a way we could make use of every pleasure and every pain to help us to be more peaceful, more compassionate, more loving, more joyful, more resourceful? I would love that. Wouldn't you? So that's the intention that we're cultivating, that we're going to find a way. First of all, we're not going to be like the proverbial ostrich, the mythic ostrich that sticks its head in the sand to hide from the bad things. Although in reality, ostriches don't do that. They just simply put their head on the ground so they can hear someone coming. But anyway, we don't want to stick our head in a warm, dark place in order to hide from the experience of suffering. Rather, we want to be the tough kid who, although he can't necessarily stop the bully from pummeling him, he's going to stand his ground. He's going to look the bully in the eye, and if he's got cojones, he might even grab the bully's lapel before he takes his beating. That's what we're going to do. We're going to learn how to confront the crap in our life, whether it's circumstantial or physical or emotional or chronic or psychic or intellectual or analytical or mnemonic or fantastic, whatever it is. We're going to learn how to confront it and profit from it. And so we're setting that intention now with the question, how this chance, I got myself confused with all this talking. Why karma be quite just? Why this chance be precious? The fundamentalist Buddhists will often say, life is precious, having the freedoms to practice and the opportunities to practice is rare. If you don't make most of this, you might not be born as a human again. So you better do the right thing, or you'll make something bad happen. I don't like that fundamentalist teaching because, like most fundamentalist teachings, it's fearful and manipulative and negative and yucky. I'd rather say what makes my opportunity precious is my ability to notice it and apply the teachings I've received to it so that I can benefit directly from it and help others to benefit from it indirectly. What a wonderful, empowering possibility to explore. I'll never give you dogma to believe, but I will give you possibilities to explore, to consider, to roll around the tongue of your mind like a nice butterscotch hard candy. Okay, why this chance? Be precious. Now let's go back to review. We're going to review the most basic and the exercise, which is the set of exercises, which is both the most basic Buddhist meditation and arguably the most advanced Buddhist meditation. And here's the cool thing. Every day you get a new technique from me, you're going to see deeper into this technique, and you're going to be able to explore its profundity even more. It's so simple, yet so powerful. How ironic is that? Now, in yesterday's video, I taught you how to do crease counting. We're going to use that right now if you wish, but you don't have to. What feeling? Letting go, eyes closed. What hearing? Letting go. What seeing? Letting go. Yes, even though your eyes are closed, you can still see things. For those of you playing crease counting, we now advance the left thumb to its second crease on its pinky. Noticing, letting go. The one-syllable version, this, free, eyes still closed. Now, for the remainder of this set of exercises, this free, eyes gently open, although you're noticing a spot on the carpet, you're doing it in a very relaxed way, allowing whatever circumstances, sensations, emotions, thoughts, memories, or fantasies that spontaneously arise to cross the field of your attention as briefly or as lengthy as they seem to. Passively noticing as we recite this free, silently and mentally. And that concludes the 27 breaths of the final set of exercises. Don't doubt the usefulness of this exercise. One of my health challenges is my joints seem to have lost a great deal of structural integrity over the last 15 years. And sometimes I can actually feel a vertebrae sublux and fall out of alignment. So what I'll do is I'll stand as straight as I can. With one hand, I'll place a finger on the vertebrae that seems to be out of alignment. I won't put pressure on it. I'll just feel it and notice and perform the same exercises. Noticing, letting go, and I can actually feel it slip back in. Now, will that happen to everyone all the time? No. But there's this wonderful phrase that some people use that goes along these lines. Get out of your own way. If you've ever played with a geoscope, I think that's what it's called. But, you know, it's got that spinning thing in a string, and you pull it, and it balances, and it's really cool. It has momentum. It has an equilibrium. And our body and our mind and our heart have the same thing. And sometimes if we get out of our own way, we can accelerate our own inner therapeutic process. And this is very healing and very beautiful. So this was the 6-minute guided meditation. If you found it a bit overwhelming, go back to the 2-minute guided meditation. That's in a previous video. All the videos are listed on I've got my second YouTube channel known as Tantric Sex God 1. So I invite you to subscribe to that and to share this video on your social networks. It's a lot of fun. All the questions this raises are explained directly or indirectly in the links below. I'm going through these lessons super fast. I go through them at the much more gradual, much more leisurely rate in the 52 lessons, whose link is found below the video. So take your time, have fun. In a nutshell, the health system that I recommend is only 5 points. Drink only water, embrace the Buddhist version of intermittent fasting, which basically means no snacks and have 1 or 2 meals a day. Embrace a whole food, plant-based diet. Most people who fail to thrive on that is because they eat processed foods because they didn't consume enough calories. If you starve yourself, you're going to freak out. Number 4, embrace body weight circuit training and practice it. Number 5, according to the Tabata interval training protocol. That's very cryptic, that's very brief. Extensive explanations are found for all 5 points on my website and on my video channel, Tantric Sex God 1, also known as Get the Body of a Tantric Sex God. All this stuff is free, so make the most of it, share it with those you care about. May you and yours be healthy and happy. Om Mani Padme Hum. Oh gosh, I got ahead of myself. We've generated all this good karma. We've created all this positive energy. Let's invest it with some really positive intentions. I'd like to combine these intentions with 2 sets of yogic exercises. One's called this 12-phase sun salutation. One's called Vietnamese bows. Because let's face it, sitting like this can make the body fall asleep, and that never feels good. So let's combine these positive actions with positive intentions. And once again, these intentions are written and explained in great detail in the links below. My dying words. Check out the links below. Woof. Okay. If you don't have a cloth yoga blanket, I recommend getting one. You can order it from Amazon.com using a link from my site. They're better for the environment, and you can push them in the wash machine so they don't stink. By this virtue man, accomplish the spontaneous, habitual, easy, and effective mastery of Buddha's mental yogas, of devotion, awareness, love, and letting go. And now in every living being. Without exception, to this ground. May everyone be healthy, wealthy, and happy. May everyone practice skillfully and joyfully. May everyone accomplish generosity in this life. And then help many others do likewise. For truly that is the meaning of life. Om Mani Padme Hum. May I always be cared for throughout all my lives by the Buddha of action, emanating as my kind teacher. And as such may I always enthusiastically and joyfully tread this excellent path praised by the conquerors. All right. Have a beautiful day. Subscribe to this video. Share it with your friends. Om Mani Padme Hum. Bye-bye now.